You're tuned into Level Up Nation Network.
Straight from the heart, yeah. We all looking for a connection, something real, something true. In a world full of broken promises, I still believe in you. Every problem, every answer, got a face, got a name.
Well, hello, it's Sunday night, and we are here again. Welcome to the Pat Nash Talks, straight talk from the heart, where I am your host, Pat Nash, of course. So tonight we have a very, very special guest. Of course, I am honored because he's never been on my show before, but he has been on other Level Up Nation shows, and I don't want to put it off anymore. I want to bring him on and let you know, first of all, I met him because of his fans. He has some very faithful fans, and one of them is our own producer, Angee Scott. So I'm going to have this brother on and let you guys know a little bit about him as we get ready to start this conversation, So I'm going to invite him to the couch now. Is my brother Alvin up? There he is. Hey!
Hello. How are you?
Well, I'm new to the fan group.
Okay.
And, so I am glad that you're here. And I was like, let me just bring him in so we can have this conversation and get it going. So if somebody wanted to know who you were, I'm still looking over here making. If somebody wanted to know, like, who is Alvin Garrett? Can you tell us just a little bit of something, like where you from, where you live? Well, not your address. We don't do that here, but
No.
anyway. But just tell us a little bit before we get into this conversation. And no, you already know this is going to be relaxed, relaxed, where we just break conversation.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the show. I'm honored to be here. I'm looking forward to the conversation tonight. Yes. And welcome to the club. And for those of you who may consider, am I going to join this club or not? I'm Alvin Garrett, born and raised in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, famous for the Roll Tide. Don't be mad. It is what it is, okay?
Is it famous for Roll Tide?
Roll Tide, yes. We're not going to talk about all the other things we are known for. We're going to talk about that wonderful football. But I am born and raised in Tuscaloosa. I'm a Southern boy. At the heart, at the core.
Yes.
I say I'm a coal mining, preacher's kid, real estate mom, stay-at-home mom. I'm about as working class, middle class, God-fearing, get out there and get it kind of family upbringing as it comes. You know what I'm saying? Nothing was handed to me other than everything I needed intrinsically to get out and get it for myself, if that makes sense.
I know that's right. Yes, it makes perfect sense to me.
Yes. So college graduate, studied business, played music ever since I was 11 years old, and I'm sure we'll talk about how I got started. But music has been at the core of everything I've done. Of course, I play sports and things of that nature, but music has always been the core of my love. So being a bass guitarist to a producer,
so you play bass? Did I know that? No, I didn't.
You just learned it.
Okay.
Yes, I play bass, I sing, I record, I write, I mix, I engineer. And that's just one of those things I learned being where I'm from. If you want to get it, you better figure it out. You can't sit around and wait for somebody to come.
I love that, though. I love that. I think it makes for the strongest. I'm not going to get off of who you are and what I want to know about you, because you just said some things about you were raised in a traditional Southern family. The dad went to work, the mom stayed at home
for a while until we could be all right by ourselves, and then she went and got her real estate license and started her own real estate brokerage. So
okay.
She's like, y'all got it. I'm gonna go do something for me.
Exactly. I love that, though. And I mean, and the hats off to your dad for understanding that and saying yes, go. Because some men in those traditional roles, they don't really like that.
Yeah, and like I say, my dad was not a traditionalist per se, meaning that he wasn't religious. He wasn't just he wasn't a rigid. He is not a rigid man. He's very romantic, shall I say? He was very loving. I mean, he's a true essence of a gentleman, and he taught me how to be a gentleman. And that's been a part of who I am. And before we move forward, I would like to say that I've won a few awards. As a songwriter, as a producer, Grammy nominations, Stella Awards, Dove Awards. So I do gospel, I do R&B, I keep it nice and clean. And even when I'm singing
next, like
sexy songs, I keep it nice and sensual for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? Can't make my mama sad that I made.
That's why he on the show, y'all. That's why he on the show. Y'all know how we roll over here.
But that's me. I'm just the guy you discovered that you realize, wait a minute, he's just like me. He's dreaming and he's striving to make all of his dreams come true, made a couple of things happen and still striving to make more. That's pretty much me in a nutshell.
Yeah. That kind of describes me too. I mean, when you're on this game and you find something you love and your passion, it doesn't matter what the ups and downs are. You're going to keep rolling with it because, that's where you need to be. I keep watching that chat because I can't wait. I know you guys are like, what kind of music does he do? But I am going to tell you at least one or two of his songs will be played. I mean, hey, we have to. I say something about hearing the music of someone, you kind of understand the spirit behind it.
That's right. And a lot of people, if you wanted me to describe it, a lot of people say, you remind me of Al Green, Sam Cooke. Those are two vocalists that people compare me to when they hear my music. It's like, and not that I sound exactly like them. I think it's the way I make people feel.
Yes.
You hear the gospel in the R&B, and it's that sort of,
you can hear that in your singing, even no matter what you're singing about. Yes.
That's right, and that's kind of the similarity. Plus Angee, Al Green, So the AG, the connection there. So
how you did that? Okay.
That R&B Reverend vibe,
Yeah. I love it. I can't wait. So before we even get into the song, you said you're a family man. What is your life now look like compared to your parents? Because I tell people all the time, your kids don't do what you say. They do what you do. A lot of times they're watching you, and they get more from watching you than they ever will for what you tell them. They just do. So is there some ways right now maybe your life is mirroring what you grew up with?
In a lot of ways. Let's say my parents have been married 50 years and counting. I'm 21. I'm 21 in the game, 21 in the game.
Woo!
Easy 21, but it's 21.
It's 21. It counts.
And
I got that anything worth having is worth working for. So
that's right. That's right. I'm a dad. I got two daughters, 16 and 12. And I would like to say that I'm a really good father. I'm a good dad, and that I let's see what else mirrors them. I am I like to say I'm a gentleman. You know what I mean? Like I still believe in the strength, like what I call compassionate masculinity. Meaning I don't have to scream, raise my voice. But you also know I'm strong enough to break you if you push me, but I don't have to prove that to anybody. You understand what I'm saying?
That's where the compassion comes in.
Compassionate masculinity, meaning that I can care about you, I can cry, I can do all those things, but don't push me and don't think I'm soft. Don't try me. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, there's one of your fans popping up. She's gonna be there. Hey, Grace. So you said something. Hey, parties. Lonzy. Okay, the family's coming, they're coming to the table. So you said, how many people in your family? Like how many siblings do you have?
I have 3 siblings, older sister, older brother, and a younger brother. And
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I came from a big family. You say tradition, it's 9 of us. I was
Ooh,
telling Angie I was like right in the middle, so I'm the real middle child in
okay.
in always middle of the girls, middle of, the family.
Mhm.
But so we're gonna get to the heart of kind of who you are. We don't normally do this. See, we're breaking all kinds of boundaries with you. Isn't that
Great.
fun? I love it. I love it. We're not traditionalists. We get here and talk straight from the heart. But I
Mhm.
am going to explore this compassionate masculinity. I like
Mhm.
that.
I put
I
that
like
on you. I put that
you
on you.
did. I like it. I like it. So we're gonna play a song, and then I think it's going to give us a little bit more insight into who you are and how we can compare you. I can't wait. So if we're ready, hey, we're going to have the producer roll it. Let's see.
I had the pistol in my hand, cocked, and it came on 107.5. You don't want to walk with me? Yeah, I walk on by myself. You saved my life, bro. I'm just telling you, bro. You saved my life.
I've been rejected way too many times in my life. I won't take no for an answer anymore. Seems all these walls been erected to stop my dreams, yeah. But I won't let that be a factor anymore. If you won't stand with me, if you won't go with me, I'm gonna go on by myself. If you won't fight with me, if you won't believe with me, I'm gonna walk on by myself. I've got this burning fire deep in my soul, and I can't escape this lonely, lonely flame. My journey may go down an old rugged road, but I keep on pressing, 'cause I'm not afraid anymore. If you won't stand with me, if you won't go with me, I'm gonna go on by myself, yeah. If you won't fight with me, if you won't believe with me, I'm gonna walk on by myself. I can see clearly now. Yeah, my future's my responsibility. Now I realize that if nobody helps carry my cross, I still gotta go on. If you won't stand with me, if you won't go with me, I'm gonna go on by myself. If you won't fight with me, if you don't believe with me, yeah, I'm gonna walk on by myself. If you won't stand with me, if you won't go with me, I'll go by myself. If you won't fight with me,
Okay, I love it. I think you knew that. So, I love the testimonial at the beginning.
Mhm.
Wow, that was like super cool. I love that. But you know what I thought about when I think to have a little insight on who you are, you kind of already said it. Hey, I'm just a person who I've had some success, but I'm gonna keep going.
Sure.
And so this song by myself reminds me of something that I commonly say, and I used to hear it all the time. You know, everybody's not going where you're going.
Sure.
Everybody can't go with you. I
Mhm.
heard that. It just sounds like a cliche thing, right? But when you have friendships from like years and years of friendships, and you get ready to take a turn in a direction that you believe you really were meant to be in a space, you turn around and they're not with you.
Mhm.
You still got to go. You still
Sure.
got to go. So you got to go by yourself. If nobody buys into your dream, nobody buys into your vision, you still got to do it.
Sure.
You still got to do it. You guys hit the like and share button. Share this with somebody because who knows, they might have that testimony the other gentleman had. I heard that song and it was like, okay, I still got to make it happen.
That's right.
Anyway,
That's right. Yes.
anyway. So, what was going on when you had this song? When you wrote this song? I'm assuming you wrote it.
I did write it. I've only recorded one cover song my entire career, so pretty much if you hear me singing it, I wrote it. Um, I released this song in 2015, right? And so prior to 2015, I started to get, some major placements writing for people like Joe and Kelly Rowland Fantasia, got a Grammy nomination and things that
Oh,
really started to happen for me as a writer. Of course, I, toured as a musician and did a lot of that. But be wanting to convert into being an artist was where I started seeing that pushback, right? I
yeah,
started seeing
yeah.
those.
Stay
It's
in your
like
lane.
it's like yeah, it's like, hey, why you want to do that for yourself? Do that. You do that for us.
Yeah,
And I'm the type of person that's gonna build on things. I like to evolve. So if I'm doing
yeah,
this, I'm gonna
yeah,
doing that. Then I keep doing this. And so one thing that I realized is that as I'm asking people who I'm currently in relationships at the time,
yeah.
be it labels, business relationships, it doesn't matter. Hey, let's do this. I know we're doing this, but let's do this together as well. And there was a
Yeah,
presumption
yeah.
that because we were who we were on this in this, that we could
Yes.
translate and keep moving forward. And that's when I started, realizing that, whoa,
Yeah.
maybe some of the closest people to me, maybe some of the people I thought I could depend on,
Hmm.
I'm gonna have to leave them behind because otherwise I would have to stay who I am today forever to fit into their construct, not into our construct. And that's two different things. You know what I'm saying? So if we can't redefine ourselves together, I may have to go on by myself.
Might get going by myself.
So
So
yeah,
you said a mouthful. You know, we just talked about the phrase that people say, everybody ain't going where you're going.
that's right.
Everybody can't go with you. And I mean, it's clicked, but it just really, really clicked in your explanation. People are comfortable with that version of you, but
Mhm.
to go to another level, I hope you guys hear this. To go to another level, that level is going to need a different version of you.
Exactly.
Does not mean that the person who knows the old version will appreciate that version.
That's right.
So I don't know if you've experienced this because I talk to a lot of women. You know, a lot of times my mission and goal is to talk to the women, to the heart of women. But as a man who has his own goals and visions and dreams, have you noted that that comfort level of being the writer and not the writer and artist and everything, it required somebody different of you. And sometimes that person is not as well received or as well liked as the person who was just a writer.
Oh, I decided around 2010 to actually explore it because I didn't grow up wanting to be a singer. I
Yeah.
didn't grow up wanting to be out front. I was always a leader. That was something I never questioned. I was taught
Yeah.
by my parents, and I saw it my life on the field in the gym. it didn't matter. I was a leader, but I wasn't the type of leader that needed to have the spotlight. Right?
Yeah.
I believed in team victories, and
Right.
so as I started getting into my career, I was cool being a support guy. Like you saying, I put the show together, I write the song.
Yeah.
But one day, my dad, because I would always send him CDs of all of my music. Tell you how long it's been. CDs of all my songs. He said, "Son, why are you giving all your songs away?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" He said, "You ever stop to listen to yourself?" He said, "I've heard their versions." He said, "But they don't sing them like you." He said, I know that's what you do for a living, but they don't sing with your passion and your conviction." He said, "Just give it a shot and listen to yourself. Hear yourself how I hear you." Right. And I actually started like, wait a minute, let me see what he's talking about. And I actually started believing. Now, it took me a minute before I made a decision to, like, say, release my own music and actually step out front. But that's when I realized that I gotta change. Like, I gotta wear different clothes. I gotta actually start thinking like an artist. I hired a vocal coach. I started exercising differently. Had started investing in wardrobes. A lot of changes that I made, and I was embraced. You know what I'm saying? I realized I was always the headliner. I just was, back then in the back. I always had that headliner vibe, but I didn't see it. If that makes sense, I didn't see it.
100% sense.
I didn't see that.
You're preaching to the choir.
Yeah.
Similar things happened when I decided to transfer into what I was called to do. The friends that knew me the other way as the support person did not like the person who was coming from support to the stage or putting themselves, you know what I'm saying? And one more time, okay, I'm looking at the time. One more time, has anybody ever in that thing? Because what happened to me was when I started that transition, I knew I was transitioning and excited about it. I wanted them to be excited about it. I could never get them to be excited about it. So instead of me leaving, I was still in that, just trying to play both sides. And I don't know how men are different from women. Like, I tried to play both sides for a while. And sometimes I really believe when you don't have the strength to cut something loose because spirit loves you and knows where you need to go, they'll cut it loose for you. It's like all of a sudden they didn't understand why they couldn't stand me. But it was because I was becoming a different person. And the new person was more confident and didn't really need, their approval to do some things. And that became a problem. But
it was not an overnight thing for me. It took years to transition. And so as I was, moving into stepping out front, I still played the support role as well. And also I did it because it made business sense. I was making money, doing what I was already doing. So I was investing in doing what I wanted to do. And it took time for me to get to a place where I wrote that song because I'm still presenting the possibilities to the people around me that we can grow together. And at some point, I determined if you ain't gonna go with me, I'm gonna go on by myself. And that was my breakout song.
It's so hard though for some people. I'm telling you, I don't know if it's hard like that for guys, but for women, that can be a hard space for us because we do want everybody to go. We want to take everybody with us. And it just feels like we failed when they don't see it and come along with it. Now I'm getting a lot better now. I'm getting a lot better at saying, okay, if they ain't going, I'm a wave to them from,
Hey. I would venture to say it's not a gender-based thing. I think that's anybody. Yeah, honestly, because guys love packs. Guys love to run in packs and crews and gangs and fraternities. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're team-based thinkers. You know what I mean? Like, finding somebody standing off isolated is way less common than finding guys bundling in groups. You see what I'm saying? And so
So it's not really a gender thing. We do because we love people who want people in that space with us, especially when we're excited about it. And Grace says God has a way of bringing those from the background to the forefront to share their gifts, if that is what is required. Because some people, it's just the opposite. Been out in the front and it's like, look, I don't want to do that. I'm only out here because I haven't found anybody else to do that. Now, if somebody else wants to do that, I'll gladly slide back here. I mean, that's me in my relationships. It's like, hey, I'll gladly slide to the back if they want to lead and take some of this off of me because you get tired, So hey.
Okay. So when you throw it out there like that, you know what I'm saying? The way I see it is, where are we going?
Yeah.
My philosophy about relationships are, where are we going? Like, are we going in the same direction? And I see relationships are like cars, who has the wheel? Like, if we're in a relationship, you should sit beside me.
Right.
I have the wheel, which means that I am responsible at this point in time for getting us further down the road, controlling the wheel. But you have a different vantage point, and you got my blind side. So we're working together, and we're gonna get there at the same time. Like,
right. It's no competition. We're gonna get there at the same
competition. We have to ride. So if you're over there and you grabbing the wheel while I'm driving, we're gonna crash. But if I'm disrespecting you, and when you say, hold up, something's coming, and I'm like, I got it, I'm gonna get smashed. So to me, relationships are about who has the wheel. And it's not just this, I'm the man, I grab the wheel. You're the woman, you sit over there. It's not like that. There are areas where the woman needs to grab the wheel, and I need to play the passenger seat role and watch the blind side, because you're better at that than me. You see what I'm saying? Because ultimately, if we're in the same car, we're gonna get there at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get there together.
I like that analogy. That analogy, because I find sometimes men and women will start to compete. Well, you do this, or I do this better than you, or and then before you know it, how can two walk together unless they agree? Now you got you've made an enemy of the person you sleep with. So I see that a lot in the past when I did relationship coaching. So I love the analogy of, we're in the same vehicle, we're rolling down the road. If you wreck out, I'm going with you. If I wreck out, you're going with me. So the best thing to do is you get my blind side. You watch over here and tell me if somebody's coming in my lane, and meanwhile I'm going to do this thing the best I can. Right. I love that. I love that analogy. And I think we still got a few minutes before we take a break and roll to the next break. But anyway. So we were right on something. See, the producer distracted me.
Don't let it. Tell it. Yeah, get out of it.
So we were on this thing about relationships, because we're here to talk about a father's love and how that can change things for us. But we're going to really get into that when we get back from the break, because I want to say, you guys, we're kind of beginning with the end in mind. So if you can see the interaction between us, when we take a break and we come back from the break, we're going to explain how a father's love shapes all of this stuff, and how just saying the right thing in season. I mean, you already gave some good tips. He's like, son, you sing better than the people you write music for. What you doing? And you believed him, but that says you have that relationship. So, so we're going to get into that. We're going to take a break. I'm looking at the time. I don't have my glasses on, but we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back to a father's love. Then I got a whole bunch of questions for you, because we brag about being daddy's girls, and you got some daddy's girls in the house.
Yeah, I got some girls. Yeah, I do.
Hey, not that I don't love my mom. I quote my mom probably at least 3 or 4 times a week. I quote her, some things that she said, didn't realize it was smart at the time. But now that I'm grown, I sound a lot like her. And I'm like, okay, that was good advice. That was pretty good. But okay, we're going to go for a break, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about how a daddy's love or a father's love influences who we are, and at least influence who we are. I can only speak for myself.
That's right.
Hey, we'll have a break.
In this game of life, you got a man that'll treat you right, but come strong when it's time to fight. In sync, always by your side. You're in this game of love. I got a woman that'll hold me up, rock solid, no folding up, 10 toes down, no pressure.
Transformation isn't accidental, it's intentional. Meet Pat Nash, transformation architect, AI confidence strategist, and human potential catalyst. She empowers leaders, visionaries, and purpose-driven individuals to unlock their potential and step boldly into the future. In a rapidly evolving, AI-driven world, confidence is no longer optional, it's essential. Pat Nash equips you with the clarity, the strategy, and the presence to lead with authority and purpose. This is more than growth. This is alignment. This is elevation. This is transformation. Don't just prepare for the future, lead it. Visit www.patnash.com today.
Level Up Nation Network is now seeking sponsors who want more than just advertising. We're creating meaningful brand partnerships. Level Up Nation offers businesses the opportunity to align with quality programming that informs, inspires, and uplifts. From culture and community to business, faith, and entertainment, our platform connects your brand with engaged viewers in a trusted media space. Sponsor Level Up Nation Network today, where purpose meets programming.
I was over here dancing. I got the dance moves. Now, I figured out how to do it. I got it. So I already told my niece. I was like, okay, we got another dance we got to learn. So we were line dancing last night. I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. Another song to dance to. Todd is my fiance. He's in the chat saying, nice song.
Todd understands.
Nice song. Yeah.
He gets it. Todd gets it.
Yes. So that was my comment. And that Grace, that's her song. So she's gonna have to share, honey. She's gonna have to share. But so I promised we were gonna talk about a father's love when we came back. So we chose this subject because June is Father's Day. It's the month that Father's Day lands in. And it's like we didn't get enough time to talk about it, talk about fathers or honor them. And so when you hear a father's love or somebody says, tell me about your dad in your relationship, because most of us can rattle on about our mom. Tell me about your dad. So I think that's something that I'm going to let you start with.
I can say that I'm blessed and fortunate to have grown up with my dad, but got to know him and as a friend, right? And it really started once I, took him up on his advice that when you want to, if you want to set your own rules, get your own house, get out of here and go do your own thing. I taught you how to be a
So respect came with that. Look.
Yeah. So when I graduated from high school, I was like, I'm not coming back. You know what I'm saying? I'm only coming back to visit. I made a promise. I'm not moving back. And I only asked for money one time since I left home as a teenager.
Wow.
Transmission broke down. I just didn't have the cash. But that was the first and only time I asked for money when I left home. And so that, for everything that he taught me as, a man, to me, making him proud was being independent. Having my own stuff, showing him that everything he taught me, I actually listened, and being, raising my own family, all those different things, and getting to a place where, we could talk as friends, so he's like my best, he's like my forever friend. You know what I mean? And so I was fortunate to have a father who not only taught me how to be a man, but who taught me what it means to love a woman and to love his family compassionately and to be strong, but not be afraid of being soft. I mean, coal miner, 7-degree black belt, bodybuilder, 2% body fat. Like he trained bodybuilders. And so to me growing up, he was like, iconic black man, just strong, ripped, but
Yeah.
would kiss you on the forehead, up to some point, kissed us on the lips as
Yeah.
little kids. You just,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
always affectionate with mama, never raised his voice, soft spoken, but you knew that if it had to go down, it was going down.
He
He
would
could,
chop somebody in the throat. I'm
oh,
just
no
saying.
question about it. His hands were lethal weapons, you know what I mean? But he never used them, so
Yeah.
he taught me how to be powerful, but
Yeah.
yet compassionate. And so I'm fortunate to have been taught that growing up. And so even to this day, we're super, super close, and he's constantly telling me how proud he is of me. And I'm at that space where I'm like, hey, it's time for me to take care of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let me give y'all the good life. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all pastoring and all, and y'all taking care of everybody, but sometimes you got to push aside and let your
Lord.
boy take care of you. You know what I'm saying? And so
Yes.
I'm one of those kind of kids who, me and my siblings, we're at that place where we're excited to, return the blessing that they gave us. And
Well,
I
then
know that
that means he did something right. That's so good. That's so good. I'm
absolutely.
telling you right now, Alvin, that is probably one of the things that irritates me the most. It's like we have loved and coddled our children so much they don't figure out and think, okay, it's my turn to give to you and not always be asking,
Mhm.
or to proof that you raised me right is I don't need you to provide for me. You
That's
did
right.
the right thing. You did your role. But in us, sometimes wanting to give our children, quote, what we never had or give them a different lifestyle, I'm afraid we've spoiled them to the point where they'll never be ready to take care of us. They're always going to have their hand out and not be ready to do what they need to do because they're used to that relationship of us always giving, us always doing. They know
Mhm.
they can fall down and do this, and we're going to be right there to pick them up. So I'm, hats off to you guys for understanding the cycle of life and the way it should be done.
Mhm.
What
Mhm.
you're describing is the way it should be done.
Oh
We
yeah.
figure it out. We bump our head, we figure it out, and that goes back to being a good parent,
Oh
not
yeah.
the fact that we're buying stuff for them still. You
Yeah.
know, I want to
I,
be a good parent, so I'm paying on this and I'm getting all the credit card bills and I'm doing all this. No, that's not being a good parent. Matter of fact, that's not being a good child that is
yeah.
going to allow you to even do that for them,
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
think
don't get
as a
me started.
father
It's a
myself,
whole other conversation.
yeah, as a father myself, I definitely took those lessons, see, with my girls when they were little girls. And they're like, Daddy, Daddy. I'm like, hey, figure it out. Show me what's the solution. Like, show me a solution. Show me a solution. Don't
Hmm.
ever say I can't. You know what I mean? I
Right,
raise my girls to be empowered and independent. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that I can think for myself, I can solve problems. I'm not afraid to be at home by myself. You know what I mean? That type of thing. And what
right.
would you do? Asking questions, not always giving answers to everything. What do you think? What are your
Right,
ideas?
right.
Um, and so I want to raise problem, solving children, and that's one of the things that I was taught by both my parents is that, certainly by your faith, in God and through your perseverance and your hope, you can
Yeah,
figure it out. You can figure it out. Don't depend on me.
right,
On
right.
me, I'll
But
be
I
there. I'll
Yeah,
be
but
there.
I think sometimes as parents, we feel like that's not love. It's not love to say, I'm not giving it to you. You're going to have to figure this out. And because I want you to be able to figure it out when I'm long gone, I know I've done my job. I've watched you. So I know I have peace to know if I'm gone, I did okay because you figure it out versus, I have to be the one to take care of every crisis you have. Like,
Mhm.
talk to me about it. But when you do, I always say, don't bring me a problem without a solution, or at least an idea of a solution. We can talk to
Mhm.
it back and forth, but don't tell me you don't know nothing. I don't know nothing to do. I need you
Mhm.
to think about it a little bit longer. Let's come back together because I believe that you got it. I know you did. You watched me. You watched me figure out things. So if you were going to give advice to, I wouldn't even say young parents, parents who are accustomed and it feels good to them to be the answer for their kids for everything that they need, what would you say? I mean, I think you've already said it, but But say it like you're not talking about yourself. If you were going to give them some advice on how to help, I mean, I don't know how to say it.
I'll say this, like I am not an expert on parenting.
No, none of us are.
I know. That's the advice. You're not an expert, and nobody is. You got to follow what you believe is best for your children. And so, for me, I don't even raise my kids exactly how I was raised. I thought, I look at my parents and they hung the moon, and then I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna replicate this and replicate that, and I learned real quick.
No,
that ain't work. That ain't not.
You got different kids.
I was spanked growing up, and I look back on it, I'm like, oh God, I'm so glad I got spanked. Now I'm like, oh, spank my kids, but you should spank your kids. Well, I can look at my daughter like
you can say a certain way, and they're
look at her and she realize
they're like, oh my God, I heard my dad. Yeah.
You know, so you figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not all people know how to be good parents, no matter what advice you give them. So I think, yeah, you know what I mean. If folks want to, like,
that's why I said it's hard, though. It's hard.
Yeah, well, I would venture to say in my house, right, that my counterpart might say that I get used and abused by my daughters, and like, because they know if you want to get a yes, ask me,
daddy.
Just ask me first, because I have a different approach to certain things. Like, if they don't need it, mama be like, you don't need that. For me, I'm like, do you want it though? But I'm like, do you want it? Ain't nothing wrong with a couple things, I'm so what I wanted, I work hard enough to afford it kind of dad. You know what I mean? Demonstrating, like, if you want to make these kind of decisions in your life, you got to work as hard as I do, not grow up believing you shouldn't have these things. So, but we're different. And so they get a counterbalance of, and I wouldn't go tell her she's wrong, but she don't tell me I'm wrong. We just figure out what is best in the middle for each child and how do they learn the lessons, not spoiling them, but showing them that it's okay to get nice things if you work hard. You know what I'm saying? That
if you can figure out how to do it or figure out, So it's not like saying you can't have it. And I do that to myself. Like, it's like, I don't say I can't afford it. It's like, how can I afford it? If that's what I want, how can I afford it?
Yeah,
not that I can't have it, but how can I have it? What is the ways that I can, make to have it? But I ask that question because I get parents that are tired. They're tired of, being leaned on and this and that and they don't know how to stop what they've started. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, we're not experts. We're not. So I'm a little harder than somebody else. I'd be like, no, just tell them no. They'll be okay. Just tell them no, they'll be okay. But anyway, good analogy of the differences too. Shout out to that, to understanding that sometimes what worked for you is definitely not gonna work for these kids now, and not for you as a man to daughters. Kind of different. I'm just saying, guys receive stuff a little different sometimes than women. I have boys. I have two boys, two grown sons, and lots of grandchildren. But my boys were born in the same house, ate the same food, had the same parents, and night and day. Absolutely night and day. No two children are going to be alike, and you still have the same set of rules. But it's really funny that sometimes you have to apply them differently.
Right.
Because one of them ain't gonna hear no rules. The other one's gonna hear them and complain, but do them. But the other one will be like, whatever, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? You have the same rules, but two different individuals who listen to them. So what do you think the number one thing your dad did that left a lasting impression with you? Was it his firmness, saying, you want your own way? You better go make your own way? Or the fact that you saw both sides, you saw the tough side and the what was your word you used? The compassionate masculinity.
Yeah. Yes. He taught me to have a relationship with God, Father and Son, not Lord, my Savior. So as my pastor and my father, he taught me spirituality and a relationship based
Yeah.
approach to my faith, meaning like, hey son, you my son, like you come to me and you talk to me and you ask me for something, I'm not gonna always say yes. So he mimicked the love of God in that way to me. And if there's, and I, above all, that's what I appreciate the most, is that he has lived his life to say, I want to demonstrate to you how God loves you. I'm not as good as God, I'm not perfect like God, but you should treat him the same way you treat
Yeah.
me. What's his is yours, same way what's mine is yours. So he was like, that's how you should know God, you know what I'm saying, and not be afraid of him, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, not be scared of him. Like, and a lot of
Yeah.
people get to know God.
The relation part,
Yeah,
not the discipline and the destruction all the time. The
there
relational
you
and the love.
the
Yeah.
love. And so
Yeah.
that above all, no matter what else we talk about,
Yeah.
that's the most important thing I think he taught me, is that I am, you know, a son. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I
Yeah.
teach my kids, is like, hey, I love you, mommy loves you, we love you, but who loves you the most?
Yeah.
And if you always remember that when we're not there, then you'll always feel love. You know what I'm saying? And you won't let
Yeah.
anybody step in who's gonna try to, change your
Abuse that.
identity.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, no. And so for sure, and I'm always gonna, shout out mom for
Awesome.
reinforcing, because it wasn't just him, but certainly in helping to define my perception of masculinity. You know, he did an amazing job of teaching me that it's okay to be loving and be gentle, and that doesn't make you soft, it makes you
Yeah.
powerful. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And so I'm a cuddler, you know what I mean? My daughters, they don't cuddle with me no more, you know what I mean? They get
They
older.
They're getting grown. Be like, please don't do that. That's so embarrassing.
But I keep figuring out, but I'm saying that, but I keep evolving and figuring out, how to still be how to still connect, because at the end of the
Yeah.
day, it's not about replicating something I thought worked. It's about
Yeah.
finding what connects and what gets the point across. And
Yes.
so
To
that's
that.
always an
To that.
adventure.
Yes, to that person. Yeah, we had a couple of good comments. Angie was like, she wished a lot of fathers modeled the Heavenly Father's love for their children. And
Mhm.
then Todd was like, he noticed consistency. He said he never beat his dad waking up in the morning, no matter how hard he tried. When I woke up to be dressed and ready, the dad was up before him.
Yeah.
You can never beat him. Like, I wouldn't be trying to even be in that contest. I love hanging them sheets in the morning. But anyway, anyway, I love when we talk about a father's love. It's funny you were talking about your father, but what I see and hear in it is yours. It's passed down, your love for your children. And my heart goes out to those had never experienced that from I would say from a body, earthly father that never experienced that kind of closeness and that kind of relationship. But what I do know is all is not lost, because a lot of times those children who didn't have a good relationship with their dad, especially if they're believers, they have a good relationship with that father, with a heavenly father, or then sometimes, thank God for mentors. You have some people who step in, whether they're stepdads that never even thought about using the word step. They just came in and took care of them, and then just community. I know some young people, I'm closer to them than they are to their parents. And then of course they are closer to me. Sometimes I have boys. When they're married, they go on and be with their family. Half the time you be like, "Hey, I'm still over here."
Mhm,
But then
mhm.
you have other young people or children that you get to pour into, and they come back and they tell you how much they love you and they appreciate you.
Yeah,
So shout out to men in the community out there that are surrogate dads to people, because it
right.
makes a big difference. They can say what they want to say. Moms are expected to be that loving, nurturing person. But when you see it show up in a daddy, wow,
Mhm, mhm.
it's a big deal. I'm just
Yeah,
saying, it's a big deal.
yeah. Yeah. And I it's funny you say that, you know, in testimony to my own life, since we're talking about my father, I don't know my granddad. I didn't know him,
Yeah.
nor did my dad. And so um he made a commitment that he would
Yes.
love us, like he would make sure
Like
we
he wanted
experience
to be loved.
total opposite. So he was
Yeah.
like, y'all gonna experience the total opposite of what I experienced. And so
Yeah.
that does go back. Like he says it, he says, son, I didn't know what love was. God taught me how to love. God taught me how to love my children. God taught me how to love my wife and family. I didn't learn that by
But
observation.
he,
So I
it
see
wasn't
that.
modeled for him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's encouragement to anybody. You know what I mean? And it doesn't matter how you start, is what you commit to pass along. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You got people who would love tremendously who are abusive, you know what I'm saying, who go in the opposite way and take that for granted. And
Yes.
so today
Yes.
is personal commitment to, who you want to be and what
Yeah.
you want to pass along to your, if you are a father, you know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
and I try myself to be a big brother in business when I'm working with other musicians. I try to always
Big
mentor
deal.
them to take a role of saying, hey, it's not just a transaction, but let me guide you. Let me give you some big brotherhood or fatherhood if I'm working with people in the community, younger people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's about, can I help nurture you into a better place through love and compassion and strength? You know what I mean? So
She said Torrance did the same thing. He's a phenomenal dad to Torrance Jr. and Eric. Now Jasmine and Shiloh. Happy birthday, Torrance. Oh, today is his birthday. Angie's husband, Torrance. Happy birthday, Torrance. But Alvin, believe it or not, we got about a minute left.
all
And
right.
all I heard in here is the word you let out with compassionate masculinity. That is, I told you I was going to remember that.
Don't
That
forget it.
No, 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 no. That's strong. I'm gonna have to explore that a little bit because I believe that's what I got. When I choose a mate, it has to be someone who models the qualities that I appreciated in my dad. He was a provider. He would laugh, joke with us, play with us. I mean, he would cut up bad. We called it the dozens back in the day. Oh, we would cut up bad, laugh, clown, have a good time. But if he had to have two jobs to make sure his family was taken care of, he was going to do that. My
Now
mom,
you know what to call it. Now you know what to call it.
yes, compassionate masculinity.
There you go. Not
So
toxic masculinity, compassion.
not toxic. No, I like it. I like it. Well, you don't know, but I'm gonna explore that a little more. I'm gonna give you credit for the first time I say it, but after that, my idea.
Spread the word. Spread the word. There you go.
It's my idea.
I came
So,
up with it. Tell
I
everybody.
know. So time has gone too fast because we're at that time where we're gonna, say good night and sign off. So I'm gonna give you amen. She said, way to go, Prince and Nash, rest in peace. I'm gonna give you the last word right before we say good night. So
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Of course,
Yes.
everybody, if you enjoyed talking with me tonight and it was too short, follow me at the Alvin Garrett on social media. Go to alvingarrett.com. Check me out. Go listen to my music on all your streaming sites. Just grab your glass of wine, snuggle up with somebody, just go boop, 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 and just kick back and listen. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk. And
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna tell you when I did it too. I'm gonna do that.
there you go. There you go. Pick your favorite. I got about 5 or 6 albums out there, so I've been around, but I'm glad that some of you were able to discover me tonight, and you included, Pat.
Yeah.
And I look forward. Let's do it again.
We're gonna do it again. I mean, you already said it, so hey, now you're on the hook. So with that being said, Grace said, great show. Thank you, Alvin. Yes, thank you. With that being said, you guys, we're here every Sunday night, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. Pat Nash Talks, straight talk from the heart. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
With that being said, I wish you love and light, peace and blessings. Until next week. Goodbye.
You're tuned into Level Up Nation Network.
Hello, everyone. This is Pat Nash of Pat Nash Talks. I'm here every single Sunday, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, and you can find us right here on Level Up Nation.
We all looking for a connection, something real, something true. In a world full of broken promises, I still believe in you. Every problem, every answer, got a face, got a name.
You're now rocking with the CHH, so tune in to the CHH.
Yeah, this is the theme song, not an interlude. CHH with Kim and Birdie, I hope you're in the mood. For a special guest in the interviews, supporting the kingdom and we continue to bring it to you non-stop. Yo, the show's a pop. Sunday night, 7th Century, off in the spot. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, keep it locked. We Level Up Nation, we rising to the top. Yo, it's a Holy Ghost party, get your groove on. The KB double player, keep your move on. You can make the convertible if you groove strong. Come on and get your praise on for about an hour long. Shout out to Kim, yo, this is our song. You can check the times on the show's coming on. Tell your friends to tune in, we won't steer you wrong. CHH with Kim and Birdie, tap in and cheer along.
You're now rocking with the CHH, so tune in to the CHH.
Don't touch that dial. Just chill for a while, keep it locked with my man Tony D. Welcome to something new, something you're not used to. It's fresh and guaranteed to bless. New artist profile. Yeah, it's a new day with a new sound. Keep it locked, you're listening to the new artist profile. Thank God for music, new music on the radio. Artist profile.
What's going on, you guys? Adrian Consinary Jr. here, and I'm here to talk to you about a brand new show that we're bringing to Level Up Nation called The Herd. He earns respect daily. This is an all-men's talk show where we'll be making a lot of different topics come to light, and where all excuses will get checked at the door, but also where brotherhood will be pushed. So we'll have a lot of different things. Make sure you guys tune in, join in with the comments, and give us a couple different things. Feed into this conversation. But we're looking forward to talking with you every Sunday. Make sure you tune in with Level Up Nation. I'm Adrian Consinary, one of the co-hosts for The Herd, ready to talk with you.